Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. Well, on November 19th, the Belfast City Council unanimously approved a resolution to divest funds from Israel. And I'm here with Jamila Levasseur, and she's here to represent the sponsor of the resolution, the Maine Coalition for Palestine, to talk about what it means to divest funds from Israel. Jamila, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me.
Of course. So tell us, what does it mean to divest funds from Israel, a city, to do this?
Right. Well, first I want a big shout out, thank you to the mayor of Belfast and the city council for unanimously supporting this, and for all the residents who came and supported it. We had a packed room.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That is impressive. So clearly there's local support for this. It wasn't
Absolutely.
Just you guys sponsoring it. It seems like the locals wanted it as well.
Absolutely. It's just ordinary people who are really tired of what's been happening now for 14 months. I mean, this is Israel's latest war on Gaza.
Right.
And the devastation, as you see in this picture, I mean, it's unspeakable. And these buildings that are standing over here, when this picture was taken, I'm sure they're not standing anymore. These were people's homes. I mean, imagine if the city of Bangor looked like this.
Right, right. And on that note, too, I mean, we're just a city in Maine. What can a city in Maine do by divesting funds? What does it mean to divest funds? And clearly taking away money from Israel, right?
Right. It takes away a small amount of money from Israel, but it's a big step. It makes a strong message to the United States and to Israel that we don't want to be complicit in this genocide. Right. The corporations that Belfast's already identified 2 corporations that in which they were invested, which they're now going to divest from, that are very, very complicit in what Israel's doing. Israel couldn't continue this war without the support from the United States. 2 corporations that Belfast was invested in. First one was Honeywell. Honeywell is in the top 100 arms manufacturers in the world. They make components that go into bombs. Back in June, when Israel bombed the Nusayrat refugee camp in central Gaza, components labeled Honeywell, made in the USA, were found among the wreckage. 40 people were killed, including numerous children. Over 70 people were injured. So the tie of Honeywell to this genocide is very clear. The second corporation is RTX, which is also known as Raytheon. Raytheon's the second largest arms manufacturer in the world, makes just about every kind of military equipment you can think of.
Gotcha. So divesting funds seems like taking away money from arms manufacturers.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
So this is also on the heels of a major city like Portland, Maine. Portland, Maine is the one other major city in Maine that has done this, right, and a few others nationally. But yeah, Belfast residents clearly support this.
Absolutely.
Why do you think that is?
I think we're a compassionate people in Belfast. I think, you know, many people are afraid to speak up and just feeling disempowered, like, well, I don't know what I can do. This is so much bigger than me. But here, we gave them something that they could do. Here's something, it might look small, but it sends a big message, and we can do it right here in Belfast.
And by something that you can do, what do you mean by that? Why do you think this is, why do these people who support this resolution think that this is so wrong? Because it's clearly controversially politically.
Right. What Israel's doing is not self-defense. This is genocide. I'm Jewish. I'm the granddaughter of Holocaust survivors. My great-grandparents and most of my family was killed in Hitler's Holocaust. I know what a Holocaust is, and this is one that's going on right now, that Israel is perpetrating on people in Palestine with our tax dollars and our weapons. And 44,000 people killed so far in Gaza. 44% of those are children, 70% are women and children. Over 104,000 wounded, and God knows how many more under the rubble or vaporized by bombs that were made in the United States. Yeah. Those are just the official figures. Right. The figures are undoubtedly much higher. Right. Over 3,700 people killed by Israel in Lebanon, over 15,000 wounded, including in those horrific exploding pager attacks in September. Mm. This is all supported by the United States.
Yeah. Jamila, I believe we're running out of time, but where can people go if they want to learn more about the Maine Coalition for Palestine and efforts like these?
We have a website, Maine Coalition for Palestine. It's coalitionforpalestine.me, which will also link to the Maine Voices for Palestinian Rights, which has calendars of events and resources people can go to, organizations they can donate for, and so much more. We're also on Instagram and Facebook and
Gotcha.
all the social media.
Well, thank you very much for coming on and telling us about this effort in Belfast.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course.